Welcome to In the Loop, the Charlotte Area Chambers podcast, where we talk about everything Charlotte with area business and community leaders. Here are your hosts, Chamber Chief Operating Officer Michael Orzak and CEO of Chase Media, Diane Chase.
Hi, everyone. I am Michael Orzak with the Charlotte Area Chamber, and welcome to In the Loop. My co-host Diane Chase, and today our guest is Chetan Patel. He is the Director of Sales for RobotLAB Charlotte, and he's going to tell us all about the innovations going on with robots and when they'll be entering your house and you can have your very own butler, right?
Can I have? I want
Thank you.
one that drives. If you can get me a driver, I'm all in.
Oh boy! Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Dan, for the opportunity. Being on this podcast and for allowing me to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce. Charlotte. When everyone thinks about Charlotte, it feels like it's a laid-back, southern charm city. And then we were asking ourselves, why not Charlotte? It's the hub of all the banking, financial headquarters. I mean, we've got sports here. We even have a soccer club now in Charlotte, right? So Charlotte is blooming. It's growing. It's attracting a lot of different types of diversified business, right? And with that comes technology, innovation. So we are a RobotLAB. We provide AI-powered solutions, all right, that work, aid, supplement to the existing workforce. Every time we talk about robotics, the first thing people ask me is, "Oh, am I going to lose my job? Are we going to lose our jobs?" No, you're not going to lose your jobs. Humans are never going to be able to, robots are never going to be able to take up those jobs or replace humans completely. What we are doing is unique and different. We are providing help to the existing workforce to do their job more efficiently, more productively, so they're not breaking their backs. We're taking the hard labor out, where you could allocate that time for those associates somewhere else instead of them, really doing the hard work. So that's what we're doing. If you take up the cleaning industry, we don't want you to be vacuuming and scrubbing bigger hallways or driving those scrubbers all day long, right? We could automate that and have your existing workforce or cleaning crew do more effective work rather than breaking their backs. Same way in restaurants. Last time I went for a meal with my family, we had to wait, 15 minutes for a fork because my daughter, 10-year-old daughter, dropped a fork and we needed another fork. I mean, nothing bad, but those waiters and waitresses are overworked. There's shortage of labor. People that show up to work, we want to make sure we are giving them enough help, right? Not to get exhausted and tired. So we saw our food was ready, but the waiter is so busy taking someone else's order and our food is getting cold. So if you take away the biggest portion out of their life on day-to-day basis, which is bringing food to the table and taking dirty dishes from the table to the kitchen, right? Now you got waiters and waitresses that can focus on customers. Okay, they can get more time right there with the customer, give better customer experience, get more tips. They're going to love their job because they're getting more tips. The owners are going to have less turnaround on the workforce. They don't have to keep on training new associates, new waiters, waitresses on their menus, right? The waiters are there. They have more time on their hand to upsell a bottle of wine or dessert. So it's good for the restaurant owner too, right? So it's a win-win situation. You're getting better Google reviews. And then there's 5-10% of those kids that are going to grab their parents and say, "I want to go to that fancy restaurant where has a robot delivering my food."
Exactly.
So, we are not replacing any jobs. We're not replacing humans. We're just giving them little help, little supplement to do their jobs better for those that show up, right, to work. So, we have cleaning robots, we have delivery robots, we have customer service robots. We have robots that we're ready to deploy in assisted living facilities where nurses, are overworked. I mean, you got cleaners coming in the evening or once a day, and those facilities need to be cleaned. I mean, hygiene is a big thing. They need to be sanitized. We've got sanitizing robots. We have got robots that are gonna interact with dementia patients. Remind them about the family, show them family pictures, play tic tac toe with them. Or do a little dance here and there. So we have automation and help for every market segment, every business that is out there. Just how reactive the Charlotte market is, we don't know, right? It's a new concept, new technology. If I had to sell a pizza or a soda, it's no brainer because people have already tasted it. They know what that product is. With robotics, automation, and AI powered tools, they don't know how it's going to change their lives, how it's going to help them, how it's actually going to help their workforce that they have, right? So it is a challenge. What we're doing today is we're making the market aware of the solutions we provide. We're not selling robots, we're not selling a product here. We're selling them a solution, a service. That's where we come in. We're local. Something goes down, a robot down, we're here. We can right away get there in an hour or two, fix it, and they can get back on what they're good at doing. So we're trying, our focus is more making all the businesses aware of the solutions we're providing, how we can integrate into their existing operations, existing workforce to make their lives better, efficient, productive. So we'll see how the market will react, in the coming few months. So it's going to be interesting.
So,
Yeah, so we were over at the ribbon cutting you had, and it was so exciting to see all those robots. Can people come in and you like see a showroom and discuss different options and things
Yeah,
like that?
definitely. I mean, they can come and visit us anytime with appointments, of course, because we're going to be out
Mhm.
there talking to businesses and doing
Yep.
demos. The good thing is to go on robotlab.com /Charlotte, schedule a time slot with me, and definitely they could. We would encourage us coming to your businesses, your sites, right? Because the
Okay.
solution is catered to your business. Now, not all restaurants are designed the same way, right? Not all
Right.
restaurants have wider aisles. The kitchen could be congested, so we have robots that would travel narrow aisles. Not all floors are in level. So we have robots that have a better suspension. Types of foods are different. So what I would recommend is invite us to your business, to your restaurant, to your hotel, to your uh, warehouse, your distribution facility, your assisted living facility. Let us come out there, have a meeting. We look at your business, we look at your operations because we do not want to interrupt your operation. We don't want you to change your operation, right? We want to integrate our solutions, our robots, into your existing way of doing things. So if we visit your place of business, we have a better understanding of what types of robots or solutions could work for you, what your pinpoints are, what you're trying to achieve by AI powered solution, whether you have labor shortage and you need customer service help, you need delivery help, you need cleaning help on top of the cleaners you already have, stuff like that. So when we come to your business, we can recommend a couple options for you based on your operations. What happens is we had the other day uh, a business owner visit us and he looked at all the food delivery robots and he's in the restaurant business. And it's funny, like he asked us the price range. And, as any business owner, including myself, I'm going to stick to the most cost effective solution, right? So he's like, well, I want this one. And then come to visit his business. I mean, it was so narrow and the congested that that particular delivery robot would not work, and we ended up convincing him to look at other recommendation, other options, right? So the best thing is for us to come out there, but yes, if you guys need to get the range and the variety, definitely we would entertain that as well.
That sounds perfect. That sounds
Okay.
perfect. I'm really excited about the potential you mentioned, especially in the senior care industry, which is just overwhelming. The
Yeah,
the people power to keep those facilities running, and when it comes down to it, it really becomes a life and death proposition. The care that happens
yes,
in those places becomes a life and death
yeah.
proposition.
And Dan, we also have robots that would interact remotely. So these robots at those facilities, the doctors could talk through them and guide the nurse or the caretaker to dispense or give care or medications accordingly. So we have robots where it's like actually having a doctor
Wow.
right there helping. Okay, they could see through it and
Mm.
interact. So we have robots for that, and I've visited several assisted living facilities in the area, and they're so
Oh
short
well.
staffed. I mean, they can find good help. I mean, where people have that labor shortage, I mean, definitely we want to fill it, right? Uh, at least we want to aid to those that at least show up to work, right? Are ready to work. Right? You cannot deny that we're putting a robotic solution in place where there are no people. They cannot find people in those markets, right? Like I was thinking, all our public schools and private schools, they have janitors, right? They do a tremendous good job in keeping those facilities running. People don't think about it. But let me ask you this: which janitor's kid is gonna graduate and say, I'm gonna be a janitor? No one, right? We all are looking to advance in our life for betterment. So in 10, 15 years, you're going to have a gap there. All the janitors are going to be retiring, aging. No new workforce wants to get into that kind of labor intensive job. Who's going to fill it? Someone's going to have to do it, right? So whoever is doing it, if we can supplement them with some kind of AI powered solution to make their life better, easier, and long lasting, right? To stay in that industry, that would be a humongous achievement. I mean, to give them this extra help that they did not have today. So, that's what we're trying
So
to
the need for the service
bring to.
is still going to be there, but in terms of future forward thinking, you're looking ahead and going, it's an opportunity for robotics to take that business and make it successful without the overhead and the labor shortage that could keep that business owner from being successful.
Exactly. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So Diane, when I was there, they were showing this. Was it Ruby? I don't remember the name of the Pepper, the
Pepper.
robot. But this little robot, it's got eyes, it's got hands and stuff, and it's got a screen on the front of it, like a big
Mm-hmm.
iPad screen. And somebody was showing me, like, in an assisted living, this can go from room to room, and it knows which room it is, so it knows the patient, and then it can show pictures of the family
Oh
and
my gosh.
stuff like that on the iPad. So the person that's there can grab the robot's hand and have a conversation with it and stuff. And all the time it's showing pictures, family pictures. So when you walk into that facility now, that robot has helped that person remember who you are and those kinds of things. So people that are slowly going into dementias and stuff like that, it will help with their memory and things like that. So when it's finished that room, it can go right down to the next room and have that same conversation with the next person. And I'm like, right, who in the staff has time to do that and
Mhm.
just continue
Well,
rotating rooms?
yeah,
So I thought
that's amazing,
that's
and
amazing.
especially the when you're talking about the level of sanitation that goes, I mean, sorry to say, but it is not kept up because of the labor shortage. The sanitation is not.
It
But
is. You're right.
so a couple of you know questions come up in terms of, first of all, acclimating people to being around this. With there's going to be some onboarding, shall we say, in terms of people going, oh, what? Um,
I mean, it's always going to be there, right? I mean, it's adapt and change, right? Whenever you are made to change, whenever you're told to change a process or anything within our lifestyle, it's always not taken successfully, right? There's always going to be that hiccups and pushback, right? When we first got used to flip phones, and then the smartphone came, right? There was a huge
Yeah.
shift, right? Who would have
Yep.
thought? Who would have thought 30 years ago that you would be able to walk with internet in your pocket? Okay, remember those times when you had to dial out for internet from the same phone line that your dad's using, and he's going to scream and say, "Get off that internet! I have to make a phone call," right? So from those time to now, we're able to go around anywhere in this world with internet access in our pockets, right? So it's a change. It takes time, but when people see the benefit of it, I mean, the advantage, the the what this technology brings to the table, it's unparalleled, so I think the benefits of all these robotic solutions, AI powered solutions, overcome all those hiccups
mhm,
that we're going to have, that people are going to adopt. Yeah, right. Uh, Assisted living facilities, definitely. I mean, you got patients that are 60 in their 60s and 70s and 80s, right? When they see a robot moving around, I mean, they're going to be shocked, and they're going to have a pushback that, oh, is it going to
right.
run over me and stuff like that. But the caretakers there, the nurses there, when they explain them, how it's going to help them, when they have someone there to interact with, to play tic-tac-toe, go through
Mhm,
their family
right.
pictures with. They're going to love it. I mean, we have them at assisted living facilities today that are working very well, but no doubt, like you said, the first few months in the beginning was tough.
Right.
I mean, it will
Well,
be
it's
tough,
just
right?
getting again
To
acclimated and and comfortable, right? It's all about getting comfortable with a
Yes,
non-human doing human things, right? Including trying
yes,
to
yes.
actually have interaction with you. Um, so then the question becomes, is there a training program that comes with this? How do you handle the integration into a business? Um, Explain a little bit about how that works and how long it normally takes.
Yeah, so no, it's a great question. That's one of the good thing and the benefit that the Charlotte and the greater Charlotte community has is we're local. We're right here in Charlotte, right? We're going to be serving Carolinas. So we're going to be serving, Rock Hill, Chester, Lancaster, Fort Mill, Lake Wylie, all the Carolina, greater Charlotte area, and Charlotte, and north of Charlotte. So if anything, they don't have to worry about something going wrong. Even after the training, they can just pick up the phone, and one of our technicians will be there on site to troubleshoot it. The way the robots and the robotic solutions work is, we can sell
Mhm.
the robots upfront uh, to the business owner, to assisted living facilities, restaurants, hotels for cleaning or delivery services. We could lease them. We have rent to
Hmm.
own program. So,
Hmm.
if they're tight on their cash flow, we give them options. They don't
Interesting.
have to invest upfront. Then it pays for itself. We also have warranties, just like your car. When you buy your car, when you buy these robots, they come with 1 year manufacturer of warranty from the manufacturer. After that, we provide a warranty. We provide service plans like your oil changes and stuff like that. There's not much consumables with these robots, But we do provide service plans, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year service plans where you don't have to worry about it. For a fraction of a cost, anything goes wrong, it gets lost. For a software update, you have to change the filter or the wheels underneath. You pick up the phone, give us a call. We come out there same day. We replace it. We get it up and running,
How long
and there's
does
no
it take
interruption in
though
your
for
business.
like?
So we do offer.
So I'm a business owner, and I'm like, I just bought my first robot. Honey, I bought the farm. What was that movie? Honey, I bought a zoo or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now I have this
Well, you
robot. I
can
have
do
no idea what to do with it. I know what I want it to do, how it's going to solve issues, problems, labor shortage, but I have no idea.
Yeah, from start to finish, if you had a restaurant, let's just take an example of a restaurant owner, right? If you're a restaurant owner, we have those primary discussions with you. We look at your floor plan, we look at your cuisine, because even cuisine
Hmm.
matters on what type of robot we would have to deploy. If you're selling a lot of soups, we need to make sure that the robot has good suspension. If you're selling pizzas, I mean, we need to make sure it's going to take care of those, 18
Right.
inch to 24-inch pizzas that you're serving, right? So we'll come down, we'll do a site survey, we'll give you a couple recommendation. You agree, we can then bring the product. We do a demo, we leave it on site for a couple days. You look at it, how it's going to react, work in your life, day-to-day operation with your customers, with your employees. And then if everything is good, then we talk about payment programs, whether you want to buy it up front with a 3 year service plan, or do you want to finance it, do you want to lease it, rent it, whatever way you want to do it, right? And then when all that is done, it takes 15 minutes to really map these things and get it up and running. We will train someone. The training is really not big of an issue, because we will map every table, your kitchen, your bar, your dish cleaning area, and it all says it on the screen of the robot, right? When they put food, the food runner puts food on the robot, it's going to say table one, or it just has to touch those key buttons, and the robot's just going to take the food there. I mean, if someone's birthday is coming up and you're sending a cake out, it's going to sing happy birthday songs. You can program it to sing happy birthday songs while it's taking the cake to
As
the
if
restaurant.
that's not already
So it
annoying
could
enough in
do
a
way
restaurant.
more.
Ah.
And the good thing is the robots communicate with each other, so it knows when the other robot is crossing it, so it doesn't just bump into each other. I mean, it's pretty neat. So implementation, deploying a robot is no more than 30 minutes to an hour, 15 minutes of
Wow.
training. Uh, but
So,
again, we're
so in
local,
terms
so
of
just pick up the
actually
phone and
programming
we're
it
right. Yeah,
in your business, you do it on site in
that
15 minutes?
yes. So these are only delivery robots. I'm talking about delivery robots and cleaning robots, right? For a restaurant, it's 15 minutes to 30 minutes,
Right.
because your restaurants are smaller applications. Now, if you had a distribution center like Amazon, Walmart, Sam's Club, or Costco's, and stuff like that, right? You might need an hour, because it creates a thermal map. What it
Okay.
does is, we don't draw
Mm-hmm.
anything, it just goes around. It picks up aisles, it picks up pallets, it picks up tables, it picks up
Mm-hmm.
restrooms, it picks up every object. It picks up windows, doors, elevators. It
Mm-hmm.
creates a thermal heat map. And then we're going to modify the heat map, right? And program it where we want it to go, where we don't want it to go, what schedules we want it to run, what are the points where we want it to stop, do we want it to go zigzag, what flow, anti-clockwise, clockwise. There's so much back-end programming that goes into it, right? For a typical warehouse, we would
Mm-hmm.
need a couple hours to program it, code it, and then deploy it. And then same way goes with cleaning solutions. If you had an office space with 200 cubicles, and you want your office hallways, reception area, break rooms, meeting rooms, conference rooms cleaned, uh, probably a space like 200, 250 cubicles
Mhm.
would take about an hour
Mhm.
to program it. I mean, it doesn't really take much. We have technicians that would come with their laptops, tablets, and really
Mhm.
program it. They know these things in
And
and out. So that's the good thing about it. Now, if you had
And
larger facilities like schools and airports and libraries, probably it would take a little longer because you have to take into
mm,
consideration of their operating system, their elevators,
right.
and the
mhm.
frequencies and all that stuff.
And
So depending on the application.
And
But
then I'm sure the feedback is just as well. So when it's out doing its job, if it sees an anomaly or something, it can send you a notification at that point.
yeah, so all our AI powered robots are either fully autonomous or partial autonomous. Okay, so if you look at
Okay.
cleaning robots, they're going to be cleaning when they run 20% or lower in battery life. They're going to go back to its charging dock and charge on its own. Once it's fully charged, it's going to come back and pick up where it left. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so part of my question was, so it's cleaning down an aisle and
Yep.
some of the toilet paper fell over into the aisle, right? Can
Yep.
it immediately send you a message and say, clean up in aisle 5?
So yes and no. So what it does is, if there is an
Okay.
obstacle, if there is something that was not there while it was mapped, it's still going to
Right.
go around and clean what it can, but it will send you a map on your phone showing the area where the toilet paper fell and it did not clean it, it missed it, and it will pick it
Okay.
up on the next run when it's not there, right? So it does
Okay.
give you real-time alerts when the battery is low, when it's done cleaning, when it starts its cleaning pattern, right? So you could schedule it to clean conference rooms and meeting rooms one day, and then the lobbies another day, the reception area another day, right? So you can load
Okay.
different maps on it and schedule it differently, but yes, it gives you real time alerts and it pushes data to your phone on the app, telling you what it
and you
did
can change
and
the
what it missed.
programming. So one
Okay.
day I might need it to do this particular task all day. The next day I might need it to do a different task all day.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, you have multiple floor types. Sometimes you want it to vacuum. So, we have cleaning robots that are four in one. They can vacuum, they can dry mop, wet mop, scrub. So, you could have that program to do different
Hmm.
floor types on different days, right? You could say, hey, every
Okay,
Monday I want it to vacuum and sweep,
right.
but every Fridays I
Okay.
want it to
Gosh,
scrub
we
and
could
mop,
talk to you for
right?
another hour.
Yes.
We're over our time, but this has been fascinating. I am curious to know, Chetan, what sort of feedback you have received. So we're talking a lot about cleaning businesses, and for instance, are you hearing you're going to take away my? I'm going to have to fire people because I can't compete with a company that's getting robots. What sort of feedback are you getting so far?
So the first when we approach a business, the first thing they tell us is,
Great,
I don't want to fire anyone.
great.
They're scared about firing their employees.
Mm-hmm.
Employees are scared about losing their jobs, so they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
promote our products to their managers and their business owners. So we're getting a pushback there. But when we sit down and explain them the benefits, it's not only gonna help the business owner, but it's also gonna help the associates
Mm-hmm.
that are working there day to day, right? Then they understand, they open up, and they're more, acceptable to push our solutions. I mean, with the grand opening and stuff, I mean, we've got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of inquiries about cleaning solutions. We have, I think, 4 or 5
Awesome.
demos lined up for next week. In administrative buildings to a lot of offices. We have restaurants that want to talk about it. We have a lot of bigger companies that don't want to use. They don't want us to use their name yet in the media, but they want to know more about our solutions. They want a demo. They want to see how it can help their existing workforce and their business, grow and take it to the next level. So we're actually getting
Really?
more positive
That's
feedback
so
than I
exciting.
thought I would. So,
Charlotte
which
is
is a good,
getting like
yes,
in the big leagues here. That's fantastic.
yes, yes,
Congratulations on all your
definitely.
success, and I wish you much more. Super excited. I need to come out and see the robots, and maybe I'll adopt
Thank
one.
you. Yep, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being on In the Loop.
Thank you for joining us on In the Loop, the Charlotte Area Chamber weekly business and community podcast with your hosts, Michael Orzak and Diane Chase. If you'd like to be a sponsor, please contact us through our website, charlotteareachamber.com. Join us again next week for the latest scoop. In the Loop.